waffly today, aren't I? Particularly waffly, but I don't know whether to put a warning up here. I might add a waffle warning or not. Depends what the waffle status is today. The waffle status on for the video which I did yesterday, I can't even remember what it was now, but there was a huge, that was high risk waffle warning, that was, whereas today's waffle warning is sitting somewhere between 2 and 3. And if you think that 1 is no waffle and 5 is absolute mayhem waffle, then 2 or 3 isn't that bad. Well, no, right, okay, shall I stop waffling it? Right, yeah. Sorry, guys. So,
Dime qué es lo que esperas. Dime qué quieres ver.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Joseph. It's really lovely to meet you, and thank you so much for being with me on this cold Sunday morning, sometime in January 2024. Wow, that sounds incredible, doesn't it? Where's the year gone to, beautiful ones? Where did 2023 go to? It just went in the flash of in the blink of an eye, didn't it? Okay, so what are we going to be talking about today, guys? Well, I felt it was time to have another closer look at this. This is called the Shimmer Highlight Powder by MUA, and this is in shade Pearlescent Sheen. And as you can see, it's got a duochrome sort of, it's a white highlighting powder with a very, very subtle bluey sort of purple with tones of green running throughout. It is a beautiful product. However, I didn't buy it for its highlighting abilities. I bought it because it reminded me very, very much of Estee Lauder used to do a product called Perfectionist, which they still sell today, although it's gone through loads of different incarnations. But when it was first released, I was living in Brighton at the time, working in accident and emergency. Why did I tell you that? You didn't need to know that. Context, I guess, guys, context. Yeah, no, and I went to this big department store and saw this new release by Estee Lauder, this Fab Dab serum or Super Duper serum, which promised to reverse signs of aging and deeper wrinkles and stuff. And I remember trying it on the back of my hand. I bought one, obviously, but I tried it on the back of my hand in Debenhams, I think it was at the time. And it just gave the skin the most beautiful sort of glow. And the product claimed to have some kind of interplay or interaction with light, which meant that it would absorb light or reflect light away from wrinkles and basically disguise the look of aging skin. So I thought today we could try and recreate the similar sort of effect you Perfectionist or as Perfectionist had on my skin way back when, and with this. And I thought perhaps we could try mixing this one with primer. And seeing as I had my jug of water out and I've covered my lap with a tea towel because we're going to get really messy today, I felt that perhaps we should try mixing these two together, making a paste out of my favourite #1 foundation, which is the Factor Facefinity Powder Foundation, with the MUA Shimmer Highlight Powder in shade Pearlescent Sheen. And I also thought perhaps we could, I got this one, when did I buy this? Oh, just way before Christmas, possibly sometime in early November. But this is also by Barry M, I think. Oh no, Collection, and this is called Diamond Shine Highlighter. So we can give that a try today. We'll have a look at this, and we may incorporate into an experiment, or we may just try it on its own. You know, we'll play it by ear, guys. And so this will be quite a long video today. So if you haven't already, go and get yourselves a nice cup of tea, a rich tea biscuit, or a custard cream, or whatever you fancy this morning. My favourite biscuit is possibly, I'm not a fan of Oreos. I'm not a big fan of chocolate biscuits. Not a fan of hobnobs either. I'm quite traditional when I come to my biscuits. I do like Nice biscuits, you know, the ones that are spelled nice, N-I-C-E, although they're pronounced Nice. They're possibly amongst my favourite, and I could sit and eat a whole packet of them. David is totally addicted to biscuits, and he and I, we just sit and eat biscuits for breakfast. We could eat biscuits all day. We are biscuit bears, basically, David and I. Shall I, as opposed to, right, okay, I'll do that then, shall I? Right. You know, I'm in a really, really awkward situation here. My spine's sort of twisting around at the base because my chair's facing that way, although the camera's here. Space is at a minimum in this building as usual. So shall I stop moaning and talk about, right, okay. Before we continue, guys, I just want to talk to you about Bic disposable razors, which are the most hideous disposable razors I think I've ever come across. I'd never used a disposable razor until earlier this summer when a friend basically introduced me to them. And prior to that, I'd used, you know, one of those metal razors where you clip on and you head every week or so. And I don't know why I switched to disposable. I wish I hadn't actually now, but these razors are hideous. They just tear your skin to shreds. I mean, my skin was bleeding all over Christmas. I had cuts, nicks all over my face. Granted, I wasn't using shaving foam with it, although the tip I'll share with you in a minute eliminates the need for shaving foam. Prior to discovering my tip, I'd been using just shampoo or shower gel, which it's quite a strong detergent, so will strip all the oils away from your skin and won't cushion skin either. So do you know what I mean? Any sort of razoring or shaving you'll do onto that sort of skin will just possibly inflame skin even more. So what I did yesterday morning was, no, the day before, I'm lying. Yeah, the day before yesterday, I was looking around the bathroom, didn't have any shampoo, no, I had shampoo, I just didn't have anything to lather up on my face, which, because I think it was purple shampoo, and I didn't want to have a purple face for YouTube, because that wouldn't have been very good, would it? Sat here looking like a black currant or something. Never a good look, is it, guys? So waffly today, aren't I? Particularly waffly, but I don't know whether to put a warning up here. I might add a waffle warning or not. Depends what the waffle status is today. The waffle status on for the video which I did yesterday, I can't even remember what it was now, but there was a huge, that was high risk waffle warning, that was, whereas today's waffle warning is sitting somewhere between 2 and 3. And if you think that 1 is no waffle and 5 is absolute mayhem waffle, then 2 or 3 isn't that bad. Well, no, shall I stop waffling it? So, sorry about the tangent there, guys, about the waffle warnings and scales of 1 to 5, but basically suffice to say that 5 is unbearable waffle, so we'll try and avoid that today, shall we, as much as possible. Okay, so I was talking about the bath, about shaving, wasn't I, and how shampoo just basically strips all the natural oils away from your skin, so you need something which is quite hydrating. And I was looking around the bathroom yesterday for an alternative to shampoo, and obviously what came to mind was conditioner. So what I did with this was I put about a 10p size amount in the palm of my hand, rub my hands together in the bath. This is so everything's soaking wet, and just applied it to my face. The razor blade just glided on, it just glided onto my skin, and there's no cuts, no nicks on my face at all. So what I'm trying to say there in my usual way, waffly way, is the fact that if you don't or haven't got any shaving foam, and you need to shave in the morning, or you want to shave legs or shaved armpits, and you have a conditioner to hand, then this a conditioner, it doesn't matter what sort of conditioner it is, as long as it is a conditioner of some description, because the hydrating agents in the conditioner will moisturize your skin and also provide a barrier between the razor blade and your skin, also help to cushion skin from the irritation and the friction which razor blades cause to skin, or basically cause to skin. So this is now, it did burn a little bit round, because obviously I dye my beard every 2 or 3 days, and the skin around there can be quite sensitive, so I tried to avoid the beard area and just applied the conditioner to where I needed to shave, which was my cheeks and my neck area. But yeah, so that's my number 1 tip for you today, guys. If you've run out of shaving foam, use conditioner instead. It works a dream, and it's really cheap too. So beautiful. And should we talk about the highlighting powders we're going to be using today? So should we try this one and this one? Why not? Why not? We may as well, mayn't we? So this one is the one with the duochrome sort of the white powder with the bluey, greeny, purpley sort of very, very subtle. It's probably going to make me look like a salmon's stomach or something like that. But if we use a lower amount of that one mixed with a primer, or I could make a paste by mixing it with water and putting it on the back of my hand, couldn't I? And then applying it to my face. We may avoid me looking like a Cyberman or a Dalek or something made of metal from Doctor Who. And then this one is the Shimmer, what's it called? No, Diamond Shine Highlighter, and this is in shade Shine Bright. And that, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, but this is incredibly shiny, very glittery, if you know what I mean. And very, very difficult to get into too, a bit like Fort Knox. So yeah, no, I don't think you're going to be able to, the camera's not going to pick that up, but it just looks very, 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 it looks like snow. Do you know what I mean? That sparkly sort of fresh virgin snow. No scent to that one at all. But so first of all, we need to decide which one to use first. And I think that I may as well just go with this one first, because this is my latest acquisition, highlighter wise, certainly not my latest acquisition. Overall products wise, because I've bought loads since then, spent a fortune, remortgaged, loaned, what's the other thing people get, you know, overdrafted up to my eye. No, I'm so not, but being an old drama queen again. So should I just make a paste of this one first and just see how this looks on my face? May as well, may we? And if anything, you could have a good laugh at me sat here looking like an ice crystal or a snowman or an ice prince. Why did I say an ice prince? No idea. By the way, guys, the old twisted spine problem was quite easy to remedy. All I did was move my chair about 5 degrees to the left. So now I'm very, very comfortable and we can continue. So first of all, should we just try a little bit of this on my face? I'll get you in really close for this just so you know you can observe, can't you? By the way, beautiful ones, this is by Collection, and can you see that now? I just really, really hope the camera picks up the glitteriness. No, you can't. But so what we'll do is we'll just apply some to my cheekbones and possibly my foot. We'll try it on anyway, shall we? So I'll just this is an old highlighting brush. So when you're experimenting, don't use your best your best brushes or what have you, and also make sure you've covered things which you don't want water and makeup getting on, because as I said before, I can be really, really messy, although if you take precautions you don't have to be messy at all. So let's get a good layer of this one on, shall we? And it's kicking up quite a bit, but I think it was something like £4.99 from Superdrug, and this, as I said before, is Collection, which is a British company based in the Cotswolds. Right, so you're not going to be able to see that because it's white, but so let's aim to, yeah, okay, let's just get that on there, shall we? No difference at all. What's going on? Why isn't that working? What I did in the end, guys, is turn Studio Light number 2 off, and I've just got one of them on facing me now, just so that hopefully you'll be able to see the. Can you see that area there where it's highlighted that the tops of my cheekbones, isn't it? We'll go in with another layer. Not very impressed with this stuff. You need loads of it to even to make it visible on the skin. So I think that this whole diamond business is a bit gimmicky. So let's put a little bit more on, shall we, guys? Why not? So put it just there so you can see it. Very, very sparkly and very highlighting. Well, it's not that highlighting, so. You can't see that, can you? No. Rubbish. Throw that away, shall I? Shouldn't have done that, but hey. What we'll do now, guys, is we'll go in with the MUA one, shall we, and put that on that side of my face, just because I feel really hard done by that side. The diamond shine one's just useless. So let's get a good look. And can you see it's got like a sort of a beveled, sort of embossed, and I think this was something ridiculously cheap, like £5, and it's an amazing highlight. I've got 2 of these. I've got this one and a slightly champagne-y sort of shade, which is really, really lovely. But can you see all the sparkles flying around? And that's from this one, although the other one was really, no, that hasn't worked, has it? So let's put this one on and transform me into a salmon skin, shall we? Put loads of this on, shall we? Why am I doing this, guys? Why? Just felt like having fun today with makeup, and that's what makeup's all about, guys. Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be taken too seriously. Very, very, very shiny. It's got in my moustache as well, isn't it? Doesn't matter. But this is giving me vibes of the Estee Lauder Perfection. It's just by the sort of the two-tone effect that it's given me. Do you know what I mean? So I'll have to start all of this again because this is going to be a rubbish video, isn't it, for you guys out there? Put it all over the choppies, why not, eh? That's what we're here for today, isn't it, guys? And why am I doing this now? I guess I'm just doing this because we need to see how much to dampen this highlighter down by to get the perfected or the skin perfector that I'm after. Although it's giving me a very holographic sort of look, isn't it? Like something from Red Dwarf or something like that. I don't really know. Now then, can you see how the light is interplaying with the highlighter on my nose? And I'm hoping that once we've mixed this with foundation or primer or whatever we do with this in the end today, they'll blend together and then give my skin a sort of a glowing lit from within, but perfect look at the same time. At the moment, I just look really shiny and greasy, don't I? I'll move you back out, guys, because I keep touching the frame. I just love doing this sort of thing. I really enjoy just playing around with makeup, using it in ways it wasn't intended to be used, like mixing highlighters with powder foundations to see what sort of results we get. And that's what I'm filming for you guys today. And I'll film every single experiment I ever do. You know, it's using stuff outside, it's thinking outside the box, isn't it? And using stuff the way it wasn't meant to be used. So how are we looking now? That side of my face with the light coming in from the natural light coming in from the windows, looking pretty spot on. Although if I went out, I'm sure I'd turn a few heads and people would think, why does that man look so shiny? Or why has he got a purple reflection on his face? But it's very hard to describe how light and something like highlighters interplay with each other to give you perfected skin. But what we're aiming here for today is like an airbrush sort of lit, for, as I've said already, lit from within sort of vibe. But yeah, I think we will definitely use this one today, the shimmer in colour Pearlescent Sheen, as opposed to the load of old rubbish which I tried a few minutes ago, you know, the highlighter, the Diamond Shine one. I think, yeah, that's definitely going to be the candidate. Oh, by the way, my skin is, I've just, as I said before, I've just washed my skin. I had a hot bath, shaved in preparation, but that's all I've got on my skin. I don't use any primers, certainly don't moisturize or use serums or anything. So this is basically virgin skin that I have on my skin at the minute. If you want to, feel free to moisturize, serum up, primer, do whatever you normally do. However, the results you get won't be exactly the same as the results I get today, if I get any results at all, that is, because who knows, that there are fairies flying around in here, aren't there? Can you see that one? It's gone, there's a bit shy. No, it wasn't, it was a piece of highlighter. So right, so my beautiful people, how are you all? Are you all okay? I hope so. I'm doing really well, by the way, beautiful ones. Should we move on to the next stage of this experiment, or this play around with the what's it called again? What did I say it was called? MUA Shimmer Highlighting Powder in shade Pearlescent Sheen. And I think the next stage, what we may as well do is try and make a paste with the Max Factor and this together on the back of my hand, and just see how that works. And by the way, I just went to the bathroom and I didn't wash my face. I used a damp cloth and just wiped it off. And I think that the remnants that it's left on my skin is leaving my skin looking pretty good now. It's tricking my eye into thinking my skin's perfect. Does that make sense? Whereas it's so not perfect. It's definitely not perfect, but it's an optical illusion or a trump door, isn't it? So, right guys, so let's make a paste with the Max Factor Facefinity, shall we? So open it up, get yourself a foundation brush and a jug of water, and just make sure your brush is soaking wet. I've never done this before. This is, can you see my skin there? It's got like almost like a violet sort of tone to it. That's what we're aiming to enhance and to settle down, if that makes sense. So that's now dripping wet. Can you see that? And just pop that onto the pan of the foundation. It may give you a bit of resistance because this is a silicone based foundation, and it will repel water to start off with until you work it into a paste, but it will give eventually. Promise. You know you can trust me, don't you guys? So we're working, sorry, I should be showing you what I'm doing. Working that into a powder, it's going everywhere, hence the need for a tea towel. And after a little while, the foundation just absorbs the water and leaves with almost like a softer version of the pan than it was before. Why am I waffling? Because that isn't what I do. Right guys, so there's the, and we'll just put some of that onto the back of my hand. And we'll have to work quite quickly here, won't we? So before, just rinse your brush off. And then gets a drop more water onto that one. And this has got silicones in it too, this highlighting powder has. So this is going to get really messy, and I'll probably leave a horrible sort of foundation-y coloured thing, residue on the top of the highlighting. I could just use a clean brush, couldn't I? But that would be way too simple for me. And if it does blow out in the back of your hand, don't worry about it, because you just add a little bit more water to the mixture, and then it will rehydrate the whole lot. So I'm using quite a lot of this here. This may work or it may not. I'm just desperate to try and get rid of that horrible powdery sort of look, which a lot of powder. So there's the Max Factor. A lot of powder foundations can give. So let's just mix those two together. Drop more water. Right. Give that a really good mix together, beautiful ones. And this is in, sorry, the Max Factor Facefinity is in shade Natural. So let's start applying that onto choppies. I think I've used way too much highlighter in combination with the foundation, haven't I? But this is how to turn a powder foundation into a glowy sort of foundation, guys. I guess that's maybe what I could call this video today. I didn't really know. So, well, that looks incredible on the back of my hand, actually. Wow, really subtle, shimmery, but on the old chops it looks like a trout. Right, now just let that lot dry for the next 5 minutes or so. No, I'm kidding. It'll take about a minute to dry, and that will all bond with the skin. And I look ridiculous now, don't I? So that hasn't worked at all. No, it hasn't. I've used way too, and it's still quite wet, so I've used way too much highlighter. Although I think now you can see the sort of look that the highlighter definitely gives the skin. Lit from within, my skin's on fire at the minute. It's just so is lit from within, isn't it? It's more than glowing. It's strobing from within. But yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to fool anyone into thinking I've got perfect skin. Just really, really, really shiny, metallic looking skin, aren't I? Holographic looking skin. So I think the next stage of the experiment will have to be, where's my primer? Mixing this one with the MUA, or perhaps we could even try the diamond. I don't know, it's entirely up to you, beautiful ones. But wow, that's dried now, and it's bonded with my skin, and my skin feels seamless. It's left my skin feeling really, really lovely. Should I just go in with a layer of the Max Factor on the top of that and see how that works? Yeah, why not? I'll get a clean brush for that. And when you've done this, guys, give all your brushes and your sponges a jolly good wash, because you don't want highlighter getting involved in any further application of maquillage or just makeup applications, do you? No, you so don't. So, right. Yeah, that's worked, isn't it? And considering I didn't soak my sponge, which I wouldn't, I always use this with a soak sponge. And I did use quite a lot of the Max Factor, and it can be very, very, very powdery. Do you know what I mean? Do you guys? So I'll just put the other light on and we'll see how it holds up to the glare of the studio light, shall we? We've got their beautiful ones, haven't we? Can you see that the highlighting powder is cutting through the powderiness of the powder foundation? A lot of powders in there, I just said, I get that, guys. But the highlighting powder is basically illuminating the powders on top, making it look really, really, really natural. It doesn't feel powder on my skin really at all. But considering I've got a pretty full coverage a powder foundation on, can you see how my skin's now glowing? So that's interesting, isn't it? I think that's interesting anyway, but perhaps some of you out there just think this is boring. But I think we've been successful-ish today, haven't we, guys? So now we just need to try making this one, mixing that with the Pore Blur primer, which is the best primer I've ever come across, and it was something like ridiculous, like £8, no, £5 I think that was, from Superdrug again. Wow, yeah, can you see how and it's taken away the purpley sort of tone or the greenish sort of tones from the highlighter and just left my skin looking flawless and yet very, very natural. Yep, okay, I think we've been successful today, but now we'll try mixing that one with that one, shall we? Why not? Go and wash this off now. Be there for hours, guys. So beautiful ones. In order to make my skin perfecting gel, serum-y sort of paste, I guess you could call it, go and get your highlighter, a wet brush, and we're going to make a paste again. And we won't use so much of this time because, well, I look like the stomach of a trout before, didn't I? I did, guys. There's no other way to describe it, really. I mean, please don't be kind. You've got to be honest with me, guys. And we'll put some of that onto the back of my hand, and then we'll go straight in with a good old layer of the primer, shall we? Put that just on top of the highlighting powder. Mix those two together thoroughly. And this, hopefully, it may not work, but I mean, if it makes my skin look airbrushed and gives the optical illusion of perfect skin, then we'll have been successful today, wouldn't we, guys? They're not blending together that well, although you may need to use a bit of pressure to blend them in with each other. I think I've used way too much highlighting powder again, but let's get that on the choppy, shall we? You can see now, can't you, how the so much better this is. The using the primer, and this is a silicone-based primer, and the highlighting powder is silicone-based too. Using way too much here, but doesn't matter, does it? It's just an experiment. And should we try powdering this down afterwards, guys, and just see how that works? Because I'm desperate to try my new powder brush too. Just blend that in as thoroughly as possible. Speed this bit up, shall I, guys? Just so you're not sat here watching me cleaning myself or applying makeup to this 50-year-old. I was hoping that as the silicones absorb into the skin and start to set, that they would mattify some of the primer, but this is quite sorry, the highlighting powder. But this is quite a strong, yeah, no, it's, I don't know though. What do you think at home? No, it just looks ridiculous, doesn't it? Although, hang on. I'm really liking my cheek area now, and the way, yeah, you can definitely see how the light's bouncing straight off that, can't you? And as it's drying, it's settling down, and the silicones are beginning to mattify my skin, cutting through the shine a little bit more, I suppose. And just go over with your finger just to activate the silicones a little bit more. I'll just give fingers a quick wipe. Should have an inspection now. Should we do that? Got my glasses, which are over here. And filthy again. My thoughts on today's experiment is it's an utter failure. This is more of an editorial sort of look, isn't it? Whereas you just couldn't go out looking like this. It has made my skin look pretty glass-like and pretty flawless and perfect, although it's given my skin a very subtle sort of purpley salmon skin sort of tone. But we could try with some powder over the top of it, couldn't we? So which powder shall I use? Shall I use this one? And we may as well try my new Real Techniques brush too, which I'll try and get into now. Why do they make these things so awkward to get into? It's just a brush, for goodness sakes. It's on the floor now, lovely. So guys, now you can see the glow on that area under my, we can see it all over my face, can't you? Should we try and dampen that down using my brand new Real Techniques powder brush, and we use a bit of the Hydra, what's it called, setting powder by Collection, and this is in pure white as well, and I love white powders, and it's dusting up quite badly. Let's just put some of that on, shall we? This may transform the experiment into an utter success, or it may just make me look like a stick of chalk. Don't really know until we put it on, do we, guys? It's a lovely brush, really fluffy and just really nice and soft on the skin. And as I said before, because we use silicone based, nah, look like a ghost now, don't I, Casper? No, it hasn't worked. No, what was I saying? Something about brushes. So beautiful, and that's how we airbrush away lines and wrinkles and give the illusion of having perfect looking skin by mixing highlighter with a silicone based primer and then going in with a layer of powder over the top. And I think now my skin looks amazing, don't you? It looks perfect. It looks a little bit milky, I guess, but milky skin is good skin, isn't it? I did just go in and clean my eyebrows up with a damp J. My moustache has still got some with the powder combo on it. Let me just remove that. And because the highlighter and the silicone things have bonded with my skin, it didn't move at all. Although the application or the application of the powder over the top is just taking the edge off the glow or the shine which was there before, and it's just left my skin now looking flawless and perfect, hasn't it? Let me put my glasses on so I can have a yeah, you can definitely see that. I mean, look at that area. Wow. I really thought we'd failed here big time today, guys, but now it's all settling down and merging into one. Wow, look at that area there. So I don't like a piece of salmon skin anymore, or a Dalek or a Cyberman. Now I just look like a man who's got the most perfect skin. Yet very, very natural, and it's undetectable as well. So it's, you know, I could go out looking like this now. Although I'm having a day at home today because I just am. So I don't know why, but I'm just having a day at home today. Do you know what, beautiful ones? I started to really panic halfway through this tutorial because I've never ever done this before. And I just thought it's all going horribly wrong, and I'm going to have to either give you a really rubbish video with no good visible results, or just throw the whole lot away. However, I am chuffed to pieces with this experiment. I really am. And each experiment I do, obviously, I then incorporate those techniques as I would do if I was a practicing makeup artist. The only reason I trained as a makeup artist is to film for you guys on YouTube, just to lend me, not authority as such, but add a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of expertise, I guess is the word. Although, yeah, I suppose, what am I talking about? Or lend weight, basically, is what I'm trying to say in my usual waffly way to my techniques. And so I can back them up with a little bit of something substantial, as opposed to just being another man, a 50-year-old man out there who slaps loads of makeup on his face and has no knowledge other than, do you know what I'm trying to say there? So, no, I'm really chuffed with that. I am. I just think that if you don't want a face full of foundation, but you want perfect looking skin, mix your highlighter with your primer and then go in with a layer of translucent powder over the top to dampen the whole lot down, and you'll just look amazing. I mean, look at that. Can you see it's airbrushed my under eyes? I had quite, not big lines or deep lines under my eyes, but I certainly had lines there, and now they've vanished. It's even minimizing the trenches on my forehead, isn't it? You can still see them, but it's made them a lot less visible, and it's given my skin an overall trump door, or an optical illusion of having far more perfect skin. And it's given my skin a lot of dimension to the way the light's now interplaying with my skin, and the powder on top of that has basically, the whole lot's come together to make my skin look awesome. So yeah, I think we have been successful. Phew, thank goodness for that. Wow. Right, beautiful ones. That's my my method for getting perfect looking skin without using or tons of foundation anyway. For today, done and dusted. If you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to like it, share my videos too, so it helps the channel grow. Also consider subscribing, hit the notifications button to all, and then you'll be notified each time I release new videos, which will be quite regularly. All that remains is for me to wish you guys a beautiful Sunday, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you all very soon for the next video. Take care, lots of love, see ya.